I want to thank you for coming out to Courthouse Square this morning to talk with me. The election on November 6th is imperative. So much is at stake this year, and we need to stand up for our black citizens. They are citizens, too, of our nation, our great nation. In our Declaration of Independence, it says that all men are created equal with certain unalienable rights, and of these, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. But apparently the Democratic Congress that came into power 20 years ago did not believe that. They determined in the Missouri Compromise that federal lands would be open to slave holding. Imagine our fellow citizens told that they are lesser people and not citizens. We thought that this was over. In 1879, not that many years before, we outlawed this. If you remember back in 1808, we had a celebration. We ended slavery. But yet, this scourge is still upon us. It didn't stop with that. When evil is unchecked, it advances. When good people don't stand up, it advances. Our republic stands. We are self-governed. We control the government. But when we allow an oppressive government to advance and take up against our rights and those of our fellow citizens, we lose. We will only hold a republic if we stand up. But it gets worse. Not that many years ago, they passed the Fugitive Slave Law. It means that people in the South can come and pull back slaves. But it's worse than that. The law was written that those individuals accused have no right to a jury trial. They have no right to habeas corpus. They can be dragged away just by being accused. How many of us have known some of our brothers and sisters of the black community that are no longer among us? How have we turned a blank eye to that for so long? But I will tell you, I was speaking with a sheriff in Montgomery County, and he said he will no longer tolerate that. If you stand by and let this happen, you are part of it. We must stand and stop this. You'll remember what happened to Charles Sumner recently. He was in the Senate floor. He spoke for 2 hours about how evil this is. There was a man from the House. He marched across the rotunda. He took a cane, he beat him to the floor, almost killing him. And what did those Democrats do? They cheered him on. Imagine people cheering on someone that beats someone down over the fact that that person stood up for another. How far will evil go? Now we have violence in our center of government, the place where representatives come to have your voice said, and he is beaten down. He was representing the good state of Indiana. What do you think those citizens of Indiana feel when their representative, when he comes to speak their words, he is beaten down to the ground? But it's even still worse. Recently, the Kansas-Nebraska Act has allowed slavery from coast to coast. Who will they come after next? Maybe they'll come after unborn children. It is frightening. I am truly scared about this. But thankfully, a lot of Democrats have felt that this is wrong. They decided we need to go back to the founding of a republic, to what our founding fathers' vision was for our country, a country where we are free citizens and we don't have an oppressive government. We can live in peace and tranquility. They have formed a new party. We're calling it the Republican Party, to go back to the founding of a republic, to stop this tyranny. It seems like the odds of us winning this election are almost bleak. It seems that the Democrats in the North and the South don't see this issue. They don't see slavery as wrong. They'll benefit from it. They're clouding the issue with issues of states' rights and abuse of power. How can you allow those excuses to get in the way when black citizens are being treated as property? And not even that, the Dred Scott ruling of the Supreme Court recently, they actually declared in the court that people of African American descent are subhuman and have no rights. Not only that, but they're using it as a campaign. And how many people have you seen that pamphlet going out with a Dred Scott ruling on it, touting the fact that some of our black citizens are human? In the state of Ohio, they have full voting rights. We recognize them as citizens. I plead with you, I'm of number 6, vote for Abraham Lincoln as President of the United States. We have to take back a republic. And if he doesn't become president, darkness will reign. And we might not as a nation ever recover.